All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to McBoss Capital live stream here. My name is Michael Chu. Today is Monday, July 21st, 2025, 8:43 a.m. Mountain Time. So that's 10:43 a.m. Eastern Time. Nasdaq is up quite a bit, 0.7%. Dow is up 0.3. S&P is up 0.5. Volume really high on Nasdaq, over 18%. While NYSE volume was negative this morning, now has turned positive. So far, this is a really good day. Looks very good. And we can look at news. What do we have here? We have earnings, a lot of earnings this week, right? So we might have to, be cautious around earnings time, because especially if your stocks have gained a lot, it might give back a lot too, right? So it's a risk reward thing. So you might want to kind of determine, hey, should I take some profit here, or take half and then figure out, leave the half after the earnings kind of thing. Um, yeah, so because it can work for on both sides, so it depends. Let's see what else do we have here. We have some movement on Meta and Core Whip here. Excuse me. We have Robinhood, Melly, and Roblox down this morning. Yeah, not too many news. There's some earnings from Domino's Pizza, Verizon. Uh, yeah. So looking at stocks on the move here, we have quite a bit of stocks. Look at the one at the bottom. It's almost 100% volume. So volume is really high today. Um, is it unusual to see this high volume? I would say it is. Um, So again, we're seeing volume across the board on the index as well as on growth stocks. Um, yeah, like there is. I don't want to sound negative, but it is possible that you could have um after a pretty good rally events, you could have like one of those days where the stock shot up in really really high volume, and also probably a really wide range. Those usually could be the top of the stock, like it could signal a top. So just be mindful of that, right? Again, I'm not sure in this scenario that is the case, but just be mindful. Anyhow, the volume got updated now. It doesn't look like it's 100% anymore, so that's interesting. Let me just refresh this just to make sure we're seeing the right thing. Okay, so it's around 59%. So at the bottom on the 20-year stock. Um, yeah, overall the market remains healthy in that sense that it's hitting new highs. What else? Yeah, it's doing really well. Like it's continue to hit new high here today. Yeah, we hit another high because we have a gap up this morning as well. Um, Generally, Monday gap ups are always the toughest to deal with because they do usually reverse. So that's something to be aware of as well. But we are well above the previous high now. So we are pretty extended. Um, yeah, I mean it's it's a little bit long in the tooth in terms of this extension. So they generally do pull back, right? Like so be mindful of that as well. So we could be seeing a pullback here anytime soon now because you can see the length of it. It's just getting a little bit long now in terms of time wise. Let's go look at S&P as well. Very similar chart. We have this one has a more bigger pullback recently, but again, when we look at the pullbacks, this is I mean you could count this one as a pullback then. Yeah, so it's hitting new highs as well. Very very healthy right now. Um, the other thing we always look at is how far it is from the 50-day. So when it's too far from the 50-day, they also tend to pull back. So something to be mindful of. So it is quite a big gap there. I think Nasdaq probably, let's see here, this gap here. Yeah, it definitely looked quite wide. So just getting there definitely. And then Dow. Dow, looks like this is the current zone. At least the last 2 days, it having hard time coming out of this line here. So we'll have to see if it can come. Like today, it just come back up to that line again, but it's just not powering through, right? That's the problem there. So Dow a little bit weaker for sure than S&P and Nasdaq. In terms of pullbacks, we did have this pullback here, so just like S&P. So we'll see what happens. And then we'll look at Russell. Russell again very similar to Dow. It have this channel line here on the top. It's coming back again to it. So we'll see if that works or not. Um, but yeah, every index is doing really well today. Um, again, on higher volume. So we have to, yeah, follow the market trend, and that's what it's telling you that it wants to go higher. Yeah, I just generally I just don't like Monday gap ups, but because most of the time they do reverse by in some point in the week. So be mindful of that. But if your stocks are working, then of course, you might want to look into that. Okay, in terms of stocks on the move, there's some gold stocks that's moving today, like metal stuff. Is it on this list right now? Let me see. GFI, Schofield, AEM, Pass, Silver. Those are some of the ones that are moving on this list here. If I let's jump to the chart here. So my favorite gold stock is usually AU, so it's doing really well this morning. Oops, very powerful move, 6%. This is a nice breakout from this trend line right there. So the gold field, very similar, nice strong breakout. They're having a really good day gold today. And then we'll look at AEM, also breaking out. So they're all in sync. That's another good thing. I like it when the whole group is in sync. They're all breaking out today. So that's a very good sign. What else? Okay, let's look at the gold bullion here. So this is doing exactly the same thing. Let's get out 1.5%. And then we have silver bullion. This one is breaking to new highs, so very powerful move. And the only stock I really follow is Pan American Silver. So this one didn't make new high, unlike the index, but it does move. When it moves, it does move. So it has a really strong pullback here. But today is a strong bounce, 5%. So the metals are moving today. Okay. So so let's see. MUX is another one. This one is a little bit smaller, but yeah, pretty close to new high right now. Almost 5% as well. So metals are moving. It's kind of interesting that they're moving right now, though. That's interesting. I don't know what that means for the market, but something to kind of consider. And then there's that lab here moving a little bit, XMTR moving a little bit, SE on the retail side. It was doing really well, and then I don't know what happened today. It just gave back a lot of the gains. Pretty much it undercut the last 3 days low, and then yeah, we're back to almost near where the first day, 4 days ago, previous 4 days ago. So again, I just find the market very tough in some areas, and so not all are working, right? A lot of them are working, but also there's a lot that's not working. So I just want to bring that example up before we dive into other areas that are working. Let's go to financials. They're working today, especially in the Bitcoin area. Iron doing really well here. It's a very strong breakout. Um, and then we have XYZ like block It's not directly Bitcoin related, but it was included in the S&P index soon. So that's a huge jump there, 7%. Um, let's look at like the other fintechs here. AM, it's reversing a little bit, but it still make new high this morning. Upstart. This one continue to bounce slowly. Right, that's the only thing I don't like. It's bouncing slower than it went down, but who knows? It could still work if the market is strong. Um, so we have Upstart, and this one more SoFi. SoFi reversed on Friday. Today it didn't really make much of a move, so that's interesting. So there's something to also consider there. Maybe it's getting weaker. I don't know. So that's the thing about momentum. It comes and goes, right? So all right. Other than that, we're gonna jump into the tech area, and there's quite a bit doing pretty good today. So let's start with app loving, and this one is very interesting. Like this is the 50-day line here. It's like riding the 50-day line. It's very I don't really usually see that. It's quite unusual. Um, because I mean, the 10 and 21 day is just not really moving fast at all, which is kind of weird too. So generally you have the 50-day, the 10-day like kind of more stronger slope, but right now the 10-day is like almost in line with the 50-day, which is really weird. So that's the only thing I don't like about this pattern here. Um, but it is slowly moving up, just like Palantir. That's also, I mean, it is working. Again, it's making new high right now. But it broke out what 6 sessions ago from 148, and we only at 154. Like the movement is so slow, and it's weird. Like it's really weird. I don't like the action because these are top growth stocks. If they're gonna move, they should be moving fast, right? So again, um, I find it a little bit weird. Anyhow, it is working also. With that being said, let's jump to the big guys here. The mega chip area, Amago. This one continued to make new highs, so doing really well. Nvidia, this one pausing a little bit today, didn't make new high. Kind of little suspicious activity here. Um, but it's okay. Like, cause normally when the market jumps to new high, a stock like Nvidia, you want to see making new high too, but it didn't today. So that's the reason why I feel a little bit sus about it. TSM, again, this one also a little weird because after earnings, it hasn't done anything, right? Um, that's why I'm not worried. I think I've been kind of voicing this for the last 2 weeks. Not only are earnings coming up, but like if they're already really extended, how much more can they go, even if they have strong earnings, right? So this is a good example of that. Let's just stall. It has stalled, and maybe we are starting a new downtrend here that we're not even aware of yet, right? So just be again, I have no idea what's going to happen, but it just looked really weak right now, and you can see the relative strength line coming down. So those are the three chip stocks there. Some are still running, some pull back, and some like Nvidia is going sideways. Actually, the three kind of represent the three different scenarios there, at least for today. Let's look at other stocks. We have Bumble. Um, Bumble have a nice move bounce on Friday. It's kind of real. It reversed here on Thursday, and then it bounced back on Friday. Today we kind of falling through. So this stock can be a little bit choppy. It's in the $7 range. So okay, let's move on. Then we have Credo. Credo is obviously like one of the top stocks this rally. It's trying to come back right now. We'll see if it succeeds. It's now bounced back to the 10-day. A lot of stocks when they start a downtrend, they will always come back to the 10-day, but then they always fail to go through that. So like this downtrend line is pretty steep right now too. So we'll have to watch that. Let's see what happens. We have light here, momentum. Um, This one's making a strong move after this consolidation right here. So that one's looking pretty good. Okay, let's keep going here. Um, software security. Nice bounce today for Palo Alto. I'm not sure if there's any news or upgrade or anything like that, but the bounce so far after this collapse here has been nice. It's been working slowly, but and today a lot of stocks are making a big move today, at least breaking out of the short-term 10-day moving average. Um, and if you draw a slope here, it's definitely not as steep anymore, so it's good. Another stock that I saw a big move also is Sentinel One. Again, I don't know if there's any news, but nice big move today. It was higher this morning, but it has pulled back a little bit. So this is also in a secure area. And then we have pins here, Pinterest. So this one also making a strong move today. So again, there's still lots of stocks that are breaking out, which is kind of interesting that this late in the rally. Um, but again, this one's already reversing. So, but overall, it still looks good, right? It's a nice breakout. So that's Pinterest. We have Rambus here. Rambus very close. It might have made new high. Yeah, it did. 69.20. So it just broke out right here. This was a strong pullback and a strong bounce. Um, Next we have MPS. This is computer software design. Reversed on Friday, but today is holding strong. It's bouncing back a little bit. So yeah, those are look pretty good. And then we have Zeta. Zeta. Okay, we bounce right here. It's holding pretty tight since the bounce from this trend line here. So yeah, it's okay. It's holding okay. So overall, tech stocks doing pretty good today. And let's see here. We have Griffin on watching right now. Thank you for watching. Yes, we cover all iron, Okla, or I believe you want ore. So ore, yes, it's bouncing here. It's a gold stock, making new high today. Is there Ola? Orla mining. Okay, this is another one. Yeah, this is looking good too. Look at that. So up 7%. Yeah, this is a strong move. So the mining area is really moving. Then we have app we already discussed. Um, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So thanks for putting those on the chat, Griffin. And yeah. So overall, I think the market is. I mean, I'm like kind of hold off buying right now because I just don't feel like the risk reward is in the favor, especially with earnings coming up and a lot of stocks are extended. And this is again, I will say this is quite extended right now, at least on the Nasdaq. The other three index may be okay, but Nasdaq is really extended. But then Nasdaq is Nasdaq that could go strong. So and right now it's accelerating. You can see the slope here. Right, you can see that slope right there is accelerating. And so if you're not in it, you know you're just gonna miss it, right? And who knows how many days? Like it's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days up, right? So that's a streak, right? And maybe it can go to 10, 11 days, who knows? But and August 1st is coming around with the tariff news. I don't think it'll be all smooth. And earnings coming up, I don't think it'll be all smooth. I'm sure a lot of them will be, but again, I say the same thing about Netflix, right? Like, why is it doing this? Like, it's not bouncing at all, even after, sometimes you have a shakeout and it'll bounce back. But Netflix is not bouncing back. It's now living under the 50-day. I think Netflix like is my cue to get back into the market. If Netflix can bounce, I will get back into the market. I feel like this is the first mega cap that report, and I'm gonna follow this signal. If this guy can bounce back, I will get back into the market. But right now, it's either hold or sell. Like I'm not buying into this market. If I miss some of the stocks that are bouncing right now, that's okay for me, because the risk reward is just too little bit too skewed towards the risk side. Um, so that's where I'm at. And thank you all for watching. Have a very good day. And we'll see if this market can hold. Because if they can't hold today, that's another big sign that maybe we're getting. Again, I don't like Monday gap ups, so we'll see. Um, yeah. So yeah, exactly. Like it was moving nicely, but yeah, I just don't like how Netflix reacted to this earnings news. Like their numbers are superb. Like if you look at this, right, these are really nice numbers. And the fact that they're really falling hard, it means institutions are getting out. And look at this volume. It's not cool. To me, that's not cool. So how many stocks are gonna do this in this earnings? We'll see. We'll see. To me, this is the last. Like I've seen so many rallies in my career. At the end of each rally, there's always stocks moving like crazy, and that's actually a good signal to get out. Like if you have a stock that's moving up a lot, that's actually a good signal to get out because um, usually that's near the top. So again, if you have any of the Bitcoin stuff, like I mean, those guys are running. So I mean, they're not walking, they're running. Like but even though the Bitcoin hasn't moved much, but the stocks are moving. Uh, Maybe not MSTR because that one has been underperforming. But I don't follow all the stocks. I can't remember. Like I'm sure like Hood is one that many people follow. It's still holding. Look at that. It's bouncing from this morning. Like it just doesn't want to sell off. Look at coin. Look at this. It just doesn't want to come down. Like I mean, even with Bitcoin not moving. So anyhow, again, I don't trade any of this stuff. So, but I'm just saying like when the stocks are running, iron is probably the only one that is like really like a lot of people talk about it today because it break out. And I've been talking about this. It's been holding on above the 10 days so nice, and all the ants showing up. It shows lots of accumulation volume. Look at this volume; it's just insane volume. All right, I think that's it for today. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day. Bye now.